Kumar, consultant neurosurgeon practicing in Hyderabad. Today I am going to tell you about keratoconus fistula. What is keratoconus fistula? CCF. It is an abnormal communication between the carotid artery and cavernous sinus. It can be direct to CCF, direct to keratoconus fistula. It is the abnormal communication between the cavernous segment of internal carotid artery and cavernous sinus. It results from the head injury, ruptured cavernous segment aneurysm, and connective tissue disorders. Because of direct communication between the carotid artery and cavernous sinus, it is called high flow fistula. Next one is indirect keratoconus fistula. It is the abnormal communication between the meningeal branches of internal carotid artery or external carotid artery or both with the cavernous sinus. It is seen in pregnancy, sinusitis and head injuries. Because of indirect communication between the artery and cavernous sinus, it is called slow flow fistula. So next, coming to anatomy of cavernous sinus. What is cavernous sinus? There are two cavernous sinus on each side of sella. It is elliptical in shape, which contains internal carotid artery and abducent nerve, sixth nerve in the center. Third, fourth, first and second branches of trigeminal nerve in the lateral wall. Each cavernous sinus connected each other with the bridging veins. This cavernous side on each side gets inflow from the superior ophthalmic vein, inferior ophthalmic vein, which drains from the forehead and face. It also receives inflow from the pterygoid plexus, which drains from the maxilla nose, which also drains from the middle cerebral vein. This cavernous sinus on each side sends blood flow to the transverse sinus through superior and inferior petrosal sinus. Then coming to Barrow's classification of CCF. He classified into four types: type A, B, C, D. In type A, there is direct CCF between the cavernous segment of internal carotid artery and cavernous sinus. It is high flow fistula. Type B is there is indirect slow flow fistula between the dural branches of ICA and cavernous sinus. Type C is there is slow flow fistula between the dural branches of ECA and cavernous sinus. Type D, in which there is indirect fistula between the internal carotid artery and external carotid artery with the cavernous sinus. So coming to clinical features, most of the symptoms results from the, as there is a direct communication between the artery and venous sinuses, there is increased pressure in the cavernous sinus, which results in, as there is arterial pressure builds up in the cavernous sinus, which sends arterial pressure to the superior ophthalmic vein, inferior ophthalmic vein, and pterygoid plexus of veins. Because of pressure buildup in the superior ophthalmic vein, which causes forward protrusion of eyeball, which is called pulsatile exophthalmos, conjunctival chemosis, bruit in the involved orbit due to increased arterial pressure in the superior ophthalmic vein. Because of increased pressure in the intraocular pressure, which leads to glaucoma and further progress into gradual vision loss. Next, they may present with epistaxis due to increased pressure in the pterygoid plexus of veins. As there is increased pressure in the cavernous sinus, which causes pressure on the sixth nerve, which causes diplopia, lateral rectal palsy, and decreased eye movements due to involvement of third, fourth cranial nerves. It also causes ptosis due to involvement of third nerve. Then coming to diagnosis. This keratico-cavernous fistula diagnosed by contrast enhanced CT scan brain, MRI brain, in which enlarged superior ophthalmic vein and enhanced cavernous sinus can be seen easily. Then next, gold standard investigation of choice is DSA, digital subtraction angiogram of brain, which shows size of fistula, site of fistula, and subtype of fistula, and modality of treatment can be decided through the DSA of brain. Then next coming to treatment part. Some of the indirect keratico-cavernous fistulas resolve spontaneously, but most of the keratico-cavernous fistula needs intervention. Especially there are two modalities of treatments. First one is endovascular coil embolization through transarterial route, especially for the direct keratico-cavernous fistula. In the direct keratico-cavernous fistula, the defect is closed by detachable balloon placement or coil embolization. Through transarterial route, if it is not possible to close the defect in the direct CCF, we have to sacrifice the internal cavitary artery by ligating ICA proximal to the defect. Next is we have to manage the indirect keratico-cavernous fistulas by transvenous route by coil embolization. Next modality of treatment is stereotactic radiosurgery. Those patients in which we are not able to access the fistulas through transvenous route, transarterial route, such patient can be managed with stereotactic radiosurgery, in which precisely high dose of radiation given to the fistula. Over a period of time, that fistula closes by itself. Thank you.